give somebody to, we learn from their own MySQL workbench. So somebody can share their screen and so that we can do the project. So who is willing to take the share of the screen kindly so that we can move forward? And then Mr. Waso will assist us if we face any problem. Could I propose somebody like Ruth? Ruth, are you willing to take the screen? Anybody, guys? Okay, Eugene. Look, let me stop sharing so that you can take the. Just share. You just need to share your workbench, and then we'll follow through. We all have the instructions. You know the drill, how we do it. So we assume that most of us have the workbench, and all we need is to learn the tactics. I know some of us are not yet familiar with the syntax. I've also not learned most of them, but I'm going to follow through. So take the floor, Mr. Eugene.
Okay, I'm actually having a challenge. The data set that you're actually using, which data set are we using?
Okay, so for the data set, I think you can find it on, is it module 1.2. Somebody kindly confirm that. I hope I'm correct. Yes, Ruth.
Are you talking about for the project? Hello? Hello?
Hey, Eugene.
I can hear you.
The data set for the project is in module 1.10.
1.10. Okay.
Yeah.
Our final question. So is it the one that there are two? I can see two. Is it the MD Water? Is the MD Water Services, right?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Let me open it. It exists. So how do I go about this one? Do I say show password or?
So it's not your typical SQL file.
Okay.
Usually you just have the data and you could do an import. But for this particular document, we have like schema instructions to create the database. So what you're
All
going to
right.
do is run it, and then it'll create the database for you. So that menu at the top, click on the lighting icon.
So because I've actually used Control Enter on the keyboard, and it has given me this particular message here. I don't know when I did create it, however.
Have you already created the data? Do you have a similarly named database?
No, I think I think it's not working because yeah, it's not working. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
here.
okay. It's working now.
Okay. Those
So
wild.
the first three lines are
Okay.
first it checks if the database exists already, and then if it doesn't, it proceeds to create it and make it the default database. That's line 3. That
Oh, nice.
use MD water services. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, I have it. The tables are down here. Okay, fine. I have it. So what do we do next? Or rather, guys, I don't know. What do we do? Let me get the.
You can close that query window.
Which window?
That I think it says, yeah, you can open a fresh query window.
Okay, I've done that.
And then open up the document. I think it was in 5.1, the project document.
Oh, I mean, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
No.
then that whole narrative, when you read it, takes you through like exploring the database. You kind of find out how the tables are set up, what each table holds, how they are related to each other. And then there are changes you'll be making to the database so that you can answer the questions in the MCQ.
Okay, so I should I share my screen to that document, or what should I do?
Yeah, you'll have to like switch back and forth between them.
Okay, that's fine. I have no problem with that. There we go. So I think, yeah. So we've done that. So I'm going to get to know our data. Put anything else. Let's take a good look at our data. We load up the database and pull up first a few records from each table. It's like so dive into the water sources. Unpack the visits of water sources. Stop me if I'm moving too fast. Investigate any pollution issue. So these are the 5 key things that you're going to do, eh?
Yes, basically.
Okay, fine. The first one, get to know your data. Start by retrieving the first few records from each table. How many tables are there in your database? What are the names of these tables? Once you've retrieved the tables, write a select statement To retrieve the first 5 records from each table, as you look at the data, take note of the columns and their respective data types in each table. What information does each table contain? So I think that's the first task. So we need to let's have a look at the tables that we have. Then something else. So I think
could you go back to the document, please?
that's fine.
It hasn't switched yet. So all those excerpts that are in dark blue are the questions we'll be answering. So the first one they say is, I don't think they showed you this at the academy, but when you access a new database in MySQL, a handy initial query to run is show tables. This will give you a list of all the tables in the database. So that's the first thing we're supposed to do.
Okay, amazing. Okay. Show tables.
Yeah, just show tables semicolon.
Okay, there it is. So that means we have like what? 8 tables?
Yes.
All right. So then we go a step further and retrieve from each table the first 5 rows, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. So like do I write Do I like write eight? Okay, what is going through my mind is I simply write 8 select statements, then run them like one at a time, or should I just write like one at a time and then run each, and then we note down what is happening? Or just write the 8 of them at once?
I think the purpose was to see what the structures of the table look like.
Okay.
So I think they specify, like I think the first table you query is visits, and then the second one is, location, visits, and then water source. And you'd be running those one at a time so
So
that
that
you
is
can see what the structure looks like. Yeah.
so you're looking at the structure of location, visits, and what else?
And water source. So what you could do is delete the second query, just remove it.
Okay.
And then where it says from data dictionary, you want to input location. And then run that so that we can see the first 5 records of that table and have a look at the table structure as well. So like for the location table, it has a location ID, an address, the province name, a town name, a location type. Then you can delete the location so that we can replace it with another table.
That's for visits.
Someone has a question.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's a comment. What if just copy the entire query, the first one, and then copy it down, paste it downwards, and then now instead of replacing just copy. Let's do it as we name.
You want him to copy and then comment it out?
No, paste it downwards. There's something I want to see if it's on my SQL or it's in. No, copy. Don't. Okay. Paste it down. Yeah, there. And then the first one, put its location. Select that first one without selecting the second one. Just highlight the entire query from select to limit to 5, and then run that. And then now that is for location, right? Now you can put them like straight, like all the queries together, but now you specify the one that you want to run. When you go to visit,
it'll only run up until where the cursor is.
Up to where the selection is. You do the selection and then you run what you want to run. Can you do the second one just from select, from visit, limit to 5? And then now run that. You'll be able to see the visits alone. You're getting getting that. So that if you have a specific number of queries that you want to run, you'll not, maybe let's say you are doing a report, right? You'll not need to explain to the person that you are trying to, let's say you are doing a projection, and then now you have to maybe like do it. You see the quicker way is to just highlight them like that, maybe do the third one, and then when you want to like run the query, you just highlight, run. You are able to like do it and see whatever you are trying to find, rather than deleting and rewriting again. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, why that works is that it'll be running everything up until where you've placed your cursor, like that selection until where your cursor is. That's where it'll stop evaluating.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so let's try and I've placed the cursor at the end of the third query. Let me try and run and then see what output.
It will not run. It will give you an error. But just try to run. Okay. Just try to run and see. Oh,
it has actually worked. I think this one should be the water source, I guess. Yeah.
it's giving you water source alone. Can you
Yes,
put the
water source
cursor
alone.
on the upper side? Okay, now that is new.
I put the cursor
For me
where?
also on the visit.
On the visit. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me put it down there. Then let's see.
When you run it, will run the visit alone, right?
Yes. Does just the visit alone, yeah.
Oh, then it's the way Ruth has explained. Yeah, that's correct. So
Yeah.
you can proceed.
Okay. So I think let me share back the document, right?
Yes, Lily.
Now, I've done the first part for location.
Okay.
Then after doing the visit, it's giving me an error. It is showing that the MD water services does not exist. What could be the issue?
Okay. That's a new. But it ran the first, like it ran the first whatever. It ran the
Location.
first.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know, unless maybe.
What's the output, Lily? What does it say is the output?
It's giving an error.
What's written on the error?
Can you read out the entire row, like what the error is?
The error is saying the table MD water services dot visit does not exist.
And okay, how about the script? How like the script that you did write? How did you like write down a script as well? Because probably that's where the error actually is.
I copied, then pasted, and then changed to visit.
Is it visit or visits?
Acha niangalie. Oh, ni
Angalia kama
visit. Oh, ni visits. Oh,
yes.
gosh. Okay, thank you.
So I think we move on to the next part, huh?
Someone else has a question.
They can ask away as Eugene continues. Eugene, you can move on, and then whoever has a question, please go ahead.
Okay, so this part of once you've identified the right table, write an SQL query to find all the unique types of water sources. So we just write a query that just shows the the table itself, or is there something else more to it than maybe than meets the eye?
Go ahead, Flo.
So if you were to just say select all from water source, select type of water source from water source, then it would give you the entire table. But I think there's a nuance there, because in the statement they say unique values. So we don't necessarily want all the records. We just want to know what the types of water sources are. So I think that would be select distinct instead of just select.
Yeah. So we get we eliminate all the duplicates. Select.
Exactly.
There's an error after select distinct. What should I read next after that?
The column name, which in this case is type of water source,
Type of water source.
separated by underscores. It's in lowercase.
Okay. There it is.
We need to remove the limit statement. It shouldn't be there.
All right, let me do that. Still the same.
The semicolon, it'll run without it, but it's best practice to just include it.
Okay. So yeah, so we have tapping home, or tapping broken well, or tapping home broken well, then shared tap and river. So those are the 5 water sources that we have in all this table. Okay, so I think we move on to the next part of the same thing.
Yes, keep going. Unless there is a question, move on.
Okay, broken tapping home. So I think that's an important one. 6 to 10 million. Okay. So we write an SQL query that retrieves all records from the table where the time in queue is more than some crazy time, or say 500 minutes. So, what are these?
Hey, is there anybody who can assist with that? Ruth? Waso, anybody?
Or what if, but okay, but we can't get we haven't yet learned how to get an average from the data set. Okay, let me okay, fine. Let me in the meantime just open the data, the table for visits.
Yes. Yes, Ruth, go ahead.
So he's on the right track. In the document it says that we should find that table where the visits are recorded, which is the visits table. The visits table also has a column called time in queue. So if we were to extend that select function and put the condition where time in queue is greater than 500, we'd be able to see the results for that query we are being told to generate.
And that so that means you'll have to get rid of the limit, eh?
Yeah.
So select everything. Where?
No, it should come after.
After? Oh, after from. Okay. Thank you for that. Will the spaces affect?
Pardon?
Okay. I know. I thought the spaces between the greater than and the 500 would affect the output.
No.
Okay. So this is what we have for above 500. So that means do we go ahead and count the number of people? Oh.
What does the document say?
Let me have a look. Some minute. So the document reads, write an SQL query that retrieves all records from the table where the time in queue is more than 500. Yeah, that is the only instruction. And then the next statement should read, yeah, this is a table I get. So I think that is that.
Do you have the last panel, yeah, Apocalypse, the action output, so that we could see like how many rows it is? Because I think that's what you wanted to do. Like you wanted to do a count on it, but usually when you have like your panel, your action output, like where you would get your errors.
Oh yeah, that's
and
one
you're
now.
also able to see, yeah, you're also able to see like how many rows were returned, how many records were retrieved for the query you ran.
Ah, that's a good one. I didn't know about this. So it's a 105 rows returned. Okay. Okay, amazing.
So as you are continuing, Eugene,
Yeah.
I will advise the team to be working with you, so that if someone is getting an error, you are assisted by the team, because you'll reach on maybe working on the quizzes, and you find maybe there's a question that is asking exactly what has been done with the team here. So you'll find yourself being stuck. Okay, so if you feel that there's something that needs to be clarified, kindly ask so that it can be clarified, because it's flowing well. Okay.
Thanks, Mr. Aswa.
Welcome.
Clavin, Seba.
So I think I believe the statement that you're referring to is write an SQL query that retrieves all records from this table where the time in queue is more than some crazy time, say 500 minutes. How would it feel to queue 8 hours? How did queue 8 hours for water? I think it's a question, right? Towards the end, but I think, is it not a rhetoric question?
Pardon? Uh-huh. It's a sample of the data, it's not the entire table. So if we go to the document, what is the first record? That's page what?
That should be page 16, eh? 17, sorry.
So Eugene, I want you to try something so that at
Okay.
least maybe we can answer Clavin. I want you to remove where the filter format, because
All right.
on the after you've done the where, you are seeing more than 500, right?
Okay.
Now if you remove that and now query up to visit, now run that. Now you can see the list time is 0. Okay, so it means there are people who queued for less than for very few minutes, right? But now there are people who queued for crazy minutes, like 500 hour, 500. Is it in minutes?
In minutes, yeah, 500 minutes, yes.
Yeah, for more than 500 minutes. So it means and if you, this is from Maji, Ndogo
Yes.
data, right? So
Yeah.
you'll find that they are looking at both rural and urban areas. So it means probability is that if someone is in an arid or semi-arid area, the scarcity of water, it means they will queue for a long period of time compared to someone who is close to where there is water. Let's make those assumptions like that, so that you can see how it's making sense. And when it comes to the question that you asked, yes, it's true. The question that is being asked there is a rhetoric, like so that we can fail. This is what I'm feeling. It's like it's a rhetoric question, so that we can feel maybe the pain for queuing for a long period of time. Like you put yourself in that shoe, so that at least you can feel that pain in some way. So and now you can return it and then now run the query so that it can give you whatever we are looking at. I think that has answered Clavin's question. Okay, sawa.
Okay, so let me switch back the document. Okay, so I'm wondering what type of water source takes this long to queue. Okay. Type of water sources. So we need to write down the IDs of some of these location IDs. So how many of them should we write? 5 or less than 5? Okay. I'm wondering. I'm trying to get this the first part. I'm wondering what type of water sources take this long to queue for. We will have to find the information in another table that lists the type of water sources. If I remember correctly, the table has type of water sources and a source ID column. So let's write down a couple of those source ID values from our results and search them in the table. So should we just be lazy and use the ones that they have here, or should we write from the query that I've just written, maybe have 5 samples and then query them and then move to the other part, which is if we just select the first couple of records of the visits table without where filter, you can see that some of these rows have 0 minutes of queue time. So before we move to the last part, how many IDs are we writing? Do we just be lazy and use this one so we can just get some from our own query? Okay, I have an idea. What if we simply used a select distinct for the location ID? Just get all the location. All the location that actually all the locations that are there. Then maybe you can just simply copy the first 5 or the first 7 of the same, and then move on to the next step. Okay, I can put them on a notepad or something, and then do the same for the other one. For the other one that maybe has 0, copy like 5 of them. Then when we go to the other table, we can simply paste them there. I don't know what you guys have in mind. Do you guys agree with that idea, or should we do? Is there anyone with a contrary idea, maybe?
Yes, Mr. Also.
Oh, sorry. I think I thought that I had unmuted. So I was just supporting Eugene to just ask the team, for those who have not maybe contributed, if you have some ideas on what to do.
Okay, I think since all of us have this document, let me just share back to the workbench so that people can also have a look at the query itself, and maybe get a brainstorm from there. Any suggestions?
Eugene, maybe you can just try your suggestion.
And then see how
if
it goes,
it's- Yeah. If there's
Okay.
no other opinion.
Eugene,
Yes.
for that I will add, so that at least you keep the answer that we have already gotten on this.
Yeah.
I will suggest that you open another Nini, because for the ones that we've already done, we've gotten answers on them. You
Okay.
open another query, and then you copy this, paste it there, and then now you run what you are trying to run, so that maybe
Okay,
when
that's
you reach in the questions, if they are asking anything for whatever we've worked on, ikuwe rahisi cool, like come back and
Come
refer.
back.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a brilliant idea actually. So select. So you after the source ID. It should work, right? So yeah, so these are the source IDs. So then let's get okay. So I have the source IDs for the ones that are actually have a high number of about 400 or 500, and then that has a high number of a small number of 0. So I have the source IDs over here. So I think when you can just when you get the part of looking for the sources itself, or is that, well, that's the thing you need to do actually. You need to get the location, eh? So I'll select everything in the location. Okay.
Okay. Can I help her, Apple?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what they're trying to look at?
Yes.
Can you look at your tables? There's a location table, right?
Yes.
There's a location table.
Yes.
And when you look at the location ID in analytics, there usually, you see, when you are collecting data, there's sometimes a primary key. I think you've already gone through the primary key and the secondary keys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, back there. So you find that the primary key is, let's say, like the table that you are working with, that we have queried. Just go to that table. It can be a primary key, that key that you've found distinct on them. It can be now a key that you can use it to find something on another table. So you can copy some samples of the location. What are they talking about? Or is it location ID? Like, just copy one of the location ID and then query it in the location so that you can identify that location where that the queue is long. You get umepata hiyo nini concept?
Yeah, I think nimejaribu kuipata. Now, but my question is, siacha nifungue tu location then tuone vile iko.
Yes, just do that. Select from location and then query that. Okay, we have location ID, si ndio?
Location ID, yeah.
Yes, go and copy one. Unaona kwa hiyo query yenye tumerun yenye ina run above 500 minutes. Go and select one of the location ID. No, just there, the way where you are. Like with the query, because you are supposed to come and just from.
Okay, I think what I did pale kwa distinction ni source ID ndo okay, sorry, which we can change.
Iko sawa. It can be called different names in different nini. The most important thing is the ID itself, because that is what you are querying.
Okay.
No. Like here you are using location ID.
So I go back kwele ile ilikuwa na very huge number.
Tunataka we copy from here. Like here, can you copy this source ID number 1? Iyo SO, where there is distinction. I hope I'm not confusing you. I'm not going fast. Copy the first location ID. Your SO something. SOR, yes, copy that. Go in your na above 500.
Above 500, yes.
Now go to the location ID, location table, where you've queried location. Select from, and then we are doing locations.
Yeah.
Where location ID is where location ID needs now the location. The location, the one that you've copied.
Where location underscore ID is equivalent to that.
Yote yeka in inaitwaje?
Quotation marks.
Yes.
Kwa sababu ya SORU,
Yes, and then now from, now can you put the from, now the location, we are querying the location table. Try that, we see. That is how I've understood that question. Now you will find that what is the name of the location? Haijaleta.
Haijaleta.
So let me try something out.
No, I feel up and your. But can I second do that katikati ya nini
Yeah.
Is it okay? And then nikiapa star, then limit to none kama kuna location ID kwa hii table. I can limit to the first. No, no, I won't limit. Achibaki hiyo. Yes, the location ID hapa. So I think I copied the source ID. I didn't copy the location ID. So hapa nikeju location ID instead of a source ID.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe that is why. About try that again.
So let's pick the first one again.
Yeah, pick the first one. Paste it there. Yeah.
Aki, I'm lost.
There. Naona sasa it's
Yes, Lilian, kidogo tu.
Sir. Someone is lost. I'm sorry about that.
Lily.
I'm lost from when we started the source ID.
We were trying it out. We see kama it will give us something, and then now we come back and explain. Now it's giving us now a results. Now you see in Sokoto, and it's in rural area. That is what I was trying to, maybe it seems like Sokoto there's an issue with water sources, because now you'll find that Sokoto has a problem with it has high. Now go back to that source in the query back where we've gotten Sokoto, and then now try to look at the minutes. Now remove the location. Yeah, there. Yeah, you see, it's 505. Yeah, I think that is what they are trying to now look at. Now you are querying the location table now with one of these, and then now you can use the one with 0 to check maybe.
To check which area is it. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, something like that. Now you can explain to maybe Lily so that maybe she can get it. Okay. Clear?
Yes. So Lily, I think let's go back to the question. The question that's asking. So the question is asking I'm just reading the statement. I am wondering what type of water sources take this long to queue for. We will have to find that information in another table that lists the type of water sources. If I remember correctly, the table has type of water sources and source ID column. So let's write down a couple of those source ID values from our resource and search them from the other table. So basically, what we have from this table, we have record ID, location ID, source ID, and at the time that is there. So, but then we don't know the location or even the source of this particular the one that has this particular the one that actually has this that is spending a lot of time. Actually, Waswa, I have actually realized we probably didn't answer because the question is asking for the source. So I actually think the table that we should be opening is the water source table, not the location.
Water source. Sawa. Yeah, you can also query that.
We should be opening the water source table and not the location. Let's go to open another one. Because you have the you have the source ID, type of water source, the number of people served. So I think this is one so that we know which sources are actually having people queue for that for so long to just get the water. So Lily, since we have this as our source table. Okay. Okay. Now, Lily, since you have this, I think what we need to do is we need to get some of those IDs from the first table, which is the one that had the time, which was this one here. So we get the source ID, then look up this source ID in the water source table so that now we know which particular sources are that actually people tend to spend a lot of time before they get water.
Eugene, you can also look into what Clavin is trying to suggest on the chat.
Yeah. It's also Clavin and there's also Ruth as well. Select source ID, type of water source. Okay. So Clavin, let me get this query in. So Clavin, that's your query. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's change the IDs then. No worries. That's something that's manageable. So we get this for 0. Let's get the source IDs here. So let's just copy how many? The first 5. Okay, just give me a minute. This may take a while, I guess. Why is it complaining at the end? What could be wrong with our? It's not valid. This position expecting for lock. Anyone? Guys, because it's complaining on line 10. Line 10 is actually complaining. I don't know why.
I think remove the last comma. I would try removing the last comma.
From the last comma. Okay, fine. Let me do that. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you. Table MD water services, water sources doesn't exist. So water source, not water sources. Okay. There we go. So all of them are shared tabs. But was that for, okay, was that for more than 500? I'm not so sure. Yeah, it's actually more than 500, yes. All of them are shared tabs. That's interesting. Should you also try and bring out the number of people it serves to see? Okay, there's no undo here. Okay, let it be. It also has a very high number of people that it's actually serving. Okay, fine. So yeah, so now you have known the number of the tab is one that actually has shared tabs is one that actually has more than 500. So let's move then to the one that doesn't have that much number of people. Is that okay with everyone? Lily, Lily,
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Fine. Let's then let me just copy this part. Then I will add in the rest in a few. So let's try and check the one that doesn't have the one that has less than 500. It's complaining. Okay. The one that has 0, or this is the one.
Eugene.
Yes.
I was looking at the query root center. It's a very interesting one.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's a query inside a query, so you can also look at it, and maybe in case there'll be maybe a challenge, maybe she can maybe explain it. It's a very interesting one. Yeah, it looks at it in a different angle. Try to look at it.
Okay, let me do that. I'm sorry. Yes, I did see it, but I don't know why I didn't go back to it. Let me actually put it up on the screen right now. Select water source. Something is missing here.
Put a space on water source, select, and then space. Above on select, there should be a space there. Okay.
And there we are. Oh, okay. It's actually giving us more varied can you go on and use distinct just to get the ones that are there? Ruth, I'm interested to actually know to understand this query because I think she has queried the whole table as it is.
Do you see the structure of the table that we are given on that page? So there's source ID and type of water source coming from one table.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's number of people served coming from the visits table.
All right.
So those are the three columns we need, right? So
Yeah.
select the source ID from the water source table, the type of
Okay.
water source also from the water source table,
Mm-hmm.
and the number of people served. It should be visits, I think, up there.
The one that let me.
It's two different tables,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. It is
I
visits.
up there. So
It is visits. Yeah.
Is,
So the water source should be visit, no?
wait. The time now I'm confused. Let me get back to you.
But I think what you did is you queried the water source table. Then the where part wrote in another query so that it can actually and then put in the bracket. So it actually first of all starts off with where select visit the source ID, get the source ID from the visits table, and then whereby the visits in queue is equals to 0. Okay, so it has combined both. So this one has combined both the visits that is 0 minutes and the one that is more than 500 minutes. So is there a way to just get one that is maybe 0 and one that is 500, or is there a way that we can actually be distinctive in a way that we know this is one that has, because it has combined both 0 minutes and 500 minutes?
Just edit that part of the query if you want to see like all the values that are 0 and all the values that are 500.
Have you managed to get the minutes so that maybe it can be replaced so that it can show those minutes?
You want it to show the time in queue?
Yes. So that time in queue is in visits.
To add it at the top.
At the top.
No, it is on the where. This one here.
From wherever
I think it's here.
Visits table.
Yeah,
column.
It's there after the source ID in visits.
Let's see if it works. Doesn't work.
You're supposed to put it on the first select. Or I'm wrong?
I don't see any harm in trying it out. So let's try it out and see.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's put it on the first select and then see what happens.
It would still need to be evaluated at that point, though. What's the error on 4?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, it was a comma.
The full stop. I think I'd not done a good job putting it down. It's a bit here. This is a known column. Visits.time in queue in field list.
Where is the time in queue coming from? What table is it in? According
Visits.
to the dictionary.
Visits.
I think
From this table here.
If you want to display it on the table, then it also has to be in that section where we deleted it from.
Okay, let's see if we can take it back. It's going to give us.
Now, probably add another one at select visits.sourceid.
Okay, like right below this, I write another select. That's what you mean?
No, not another select, but like the additional column of time in queue. Might work, might not, I don't know.
Let's see. So it says error 1064. Although the first error said it had an operand. Okay, this is where we have the issue. Sorry. The issue is actually up there, not down there. So it says the operand should contain one column.
Oh, okay. So it needs another select statement, is what you are saying.
Let's see, will it work?
No, I thought that's what you were saying, like the first time around.
Yeah.
Like, to put another select for visits time in queue.
But then
I don't know if that would work or not. We can try. At this point, we can just try.
But the same thing as what you've just done here. Okay, let's see. No, it won't work. It won't work.
What is that error for the additional select?
It won't work. I don't think it will. Because it's complaining due to the select here. It says select is not valid at this position for this server version.
Anyway, that is very advanced because you need to you need to link the two tables. There's a way you need to link the two tables so that it can be able to. Can you run the first table the way you had run? Without the visit. You see, when you go up, you are just getting the data from one. I've just tried to look at it. You are getting the data from a water source. That is why when you add the visit one, it will skip it in a way. So you need to join the visit and the water source table so that it can be able to like query it on the visit table. For this one, you are just looking. It's a lookup, the first one, without now including it. But now for us to be able to pull the data on the visit to show on the same table, we need to join them together. So the join it's still a topic that you'll look at it uko mbele. So for now, let's move with whatever we are moving with, because that one I think ndio nimeangalia ndio I've just seen. You need to join so that it pulls. Sini sawa? So
what do do you understand by the nuance of there's a cool and not so cool way to do it? It suggests there's like two ways to do it.
Yeah.
This isn't a join per se. It's more of like a subquery.
Yeah, it's a lookup, right? See, you've tried. This one is trying to look at the that source ID in the water source. That's why it's bringing back data on the water source. If you try to push data to bring data on visits, it's not like able to bring it because we've not joined the two tables. Right? Yeah, Eugene has dropped.
Okay, so I was asking, like, in your opinion, what are the two ways to effect that same change? What are the two ways that will give you the same result?
I'm not getting the question.
You see, like in the document, it says something about, okay, I chose these two. Okay, so now back to the water source table. Let's check the records for those source IDs. You can probably remember there's a cool and a not so cool way to do it.
Oh.
Is it for the entire query or just for the lookup on source ID?
Let me go back there and check. So now the cooler way is by now doing the joint, using the joint function, and for the joint, it's something that it's still Nene.
We haven't learned joints yet, have we?
Yes. You've not learned joint yet. So that one is something that you are going to learn. Now the other way is just doing it manually, the way we were trying to look at it with Eugene, so that at least to identify those locations. Okay, so that is the not so cooler way to do it in a way. But if you understand how to do the joins, that is now like you can run the join so that it can bring it back.
Because even the subquery felt very manual itself. You see, there's a lot of, it's like a wall of text. And it was in like fewer lines.
Yeah, but anyway, as long as you're getting the whatever you are looking like what you are trying to look for, it's okay for now. The others, once we get you get on maybe doing the joins and maybe linking one table to another, that's when now you come back to like now query it so that it can bring you everything in with one maybe line of code or some few line of codes. Okay, sawa. So I think Eugene, you can proceed. I think it's Nini. It has been a good one. I think I've learned something also from that query.
Has he reconnected? We have been left to our own devices. He's back.
Amerudi.
So okay. So we move on to the next page from this. I think when I joined in, you guys were discussing this part, if I'm not wrong. So we move to number 4. So the access, the quality of water source is the whole point of the survey. We have a table that contains a quality score for each visit made about a water source that was assigned by a field officer. So from 1 being terrible to 10 for good, clean water source in a home. Chair taps are not rated as high, and the score also depends on how long the queue times are. I look through the table to find the table. So this table, I think, should be the water quality table, I guess. Yeah, it's the water quality. It's the water quality table. Let me share my screen for you guys to see it on my end. So I believe the table that you're actually looking for is this table, right? Are we all agreeing, or I might be wrong as well?
Yes, I think it's the one.
Okay, so I think moving on then. Let's check if this is true. The surveyors only made multiple visits to sharp and not visit other types of water sources. So there should be no records of second visits in locations where there are good water sources in taps. Visit count 2, record ID. Okay. So we check. So how do we? Okay, so write a query to find records where the subject quality score is 10. Only looking for home taps and where the source was visited a second time. Waswa, are you sure we can't? Okay. Okay. How do we go about this one?
Okay, someone can contribute. Someone who has at least understood the question. Let me just look at it.
I think Ruth, borrowing from this query that you did write, I feel most of the information is actually on this table, so we can have the top part having as this the quality score, and the number of times visited, which should be equal to or greater than 2, and then get using the ID, using the source ID, now get whether it was a home tap visit.
It's sort of a similar structure, but we won't know until we actually write it down whether it works or not.
So my question is, what was your thought process at this point here? From where then this point here going down up to here, what was your thought process? Assuming if you would like to have a go at it again.
I was attempting to match the source ID in water source to the source ID in visits. So once I had that, I pull like extra data from the visits table, you know.
So use the source ID, a similar source ID on the water source, and the similar source ID on the visits source. Okay, on the visits table. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's like
fine.
almost trying to connect the tables, if that makes sense.
I understand now.
How do you understand this current question?
How do you understand what?
Maybe we should try and write it in like a new query now. The current question.
Yeah, so that's okay. I'm trying to write it down. I'm trying to write down the query and then see. Just give me a minute. Or someone else also in the group who has an idea can as well go on and contribute also. Record ID, then record to which table that has the sort of sources. Visits. Really? Wait. Which table do we really join here? Tap in home. The source ID is the a primary key. And it's the same thing in the visits table. And what if you get a source ID for water, tap water? The source, no.
Maybe we should just try and go step by step. Like, we know
I'm
it's a
trying to
select statement, right? What are we looking for?
They are talking about three tables. They are talking about visit, right?
Yeah.
They are talking about. Let me check my what I'm trying to think. I'm looking at visit because visit contain the number of times they visited.
Okay.
And then they are talking about water source.
Could you
the
pull
water
up
source being home tap.
Sorry?
Could you pull up the water quality table?
This is the one. This is the water quality table.
Now on the water quality.
It already has a visit count.
Sorry, it has?
It already has a visit count, so we would not need the visit table. It's already in the water quality table. So we'd be saying the first part of it is write a query to find records where the subject quality score is 10, and we are only looking for home taps and where the source was visited a second time. So already in this water quality table, we have a subjective quality score, and we also have the visit count already.
Okay.
So the thing we are missing is the water tap. We need which table are we joining that has the record ID?
Do this, Eugene. Can you query this table for water source? Okay. Where the visit is more than 2. Let's try that. At least we try from somewhere.
For the water source or the water quality?
Quality. Where the quality is above, let's say, where the visit count is above 2. And now agree with the number of visits or the quality.
Oh, greater than or equal to. Sorry, let me put an equal to here. It's complaining. Why is it complaining?
Greater than or equals. I think equals is supposed to be in front of greater.
Okay. So there we are.
Can we see your output panel, please?
We have 1,000 rows that have been returned.
There are probably more than that. It's because you've capped it.
No, I haven't capped, but if you look at the bottom, it writes 1,000 rows returned.
You see like at the top menu in your query panel where it says limit to 1,000 rows.
Limit to 1,000 rows. Let me put
no limit.
Don't limit here. Let me see. Yeah, it's
So-
actually two. It's actually 2,000. It's above 2,000. It's actually 20,000 and close to 500 rows returned.
And I think the Nini is wrong. Or we should be using greater than 1. But I stand to be corrected.
Just right. There's no harm. Greater than 1.
You still have the same output, eh? Number of rows returned is still the same. 20,496.
So where did this guy get to 18 from?
Now, okay, what was the aim of querying?
We were trying to look at the Nini. On my side, I was trying to look at the quality score to see if it was going to like the kind of score that are there. Can you do equals to 1? Let's do equals to 1. Number of visits, count of visits equals to 1, and see the quality score. We have the ones that have quality score of above 10. 0,
okay,
10, 5. That's what I was. That was my intention of using that query faster.
So we get a subjective quality score being equals to 1, eh?
10.
Equals 10. Okay, fine.
I think what he's trying to say is the question, the first part of answering that question is getting the subjective quality score, records where the subjective quality score is 10, and the visit count is now that, I don't know if it's equals to 1 or it's greater than 1.
It's greater. It should be greater than 1. So you have 15,026 rows returned, eh?
We haven't finished our query though. Because the next part of that is we are only looking for home taps. We haven't brought in the water source aspect of it.
So guys, as we do this quiz, kumbuke kulamba glucose. It's now 10, eh? Also, do you think we can be doing 2 meets per week? As Eugene does his thing. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, guys. What if? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to actually interrupt you. Now, what if we use this table over here? Because this particular table has the record ID, has the source ID, and has at the same time it also has the visit count as well. So if we can get the source ID for tap water, because I'm assuming it's a unique value, and then use this record ID to link it to our quality table, which has a record ID over here. I think, can we go about it? I think, is this something that you can actually do? Because the code for tap in home is here. This is the code for the source ID for water. I've lost it again. Need to close down a few. Oh, null.
Eugene, is in that on line 3?
Yeah.
Is in that comment?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Write a comment.
No, yes. Okay. Yes, it is. I did put. Okay. The thing is, when I ran the code as it was giving me null. So I decided to comment out the AND part to see what output it gives. Just give me one output, of which is what I was actually trying to think and look at and think maybe what's really going on. Yeah, that is
I
what I
get
was
it.
trying to, yeah.
Yeah, so like I was saying, by the way, we need to think about a break. Sometimes hizi vitu zinakuwa too tough. We've been here, I think, for 2 hours.
2 hours,
2 hours. Yeah, so that's why. What do you guys think about? Now it's open forum as we wrap up. Should we be having 2 meets or just one? maybe tunaipiga 3 hours, mtu anakuwa amejitolea, or we just do 2? What do you think, guys? Just speak up.
I'm okay with 2 on my end.
I also believe two will make more sense.
Oh, okay.
So can we meet? Is it okay? Although I know tomorrow is Sunday, if we wrap up the whole project.
Requesting we when we are starting tomorrow, then we can start from here. Cause mi nilikuwa nimepotea kabisa. I think my mind is clogged.
Yes, that is also my suggestion. People can just go through it and think it through the remaining parts. Then Kesho will just bring all our ideas together and try work something out.
Sounds good, Manze. So same time, same place?
Sure.
So
Okay.
what I can also add there,
Mhm.
yeah, that suggestion is very good, because this is
Yeah.
the start. As we are moving forward, we need now at least for guys to open mics. It will help you as an individual, because if you keep quiet, you'll find yourself getting stuck or getting lost, because whatever you're working on is whatever you're going to use now to answer your questions. And now you go with the facilitator, the person who is doing the facilitation. That one, it will help you. Also, you can try to use the available. I think Nene allows you to use available. It's called what? AI tools. GTP or Gemini can come in handy for some tough questions like the one that we are in currently. Maybe as we are breaking, I know by tomorrow maybe there'll be a lot of answers and solutions to whatever we like the questions that the iko. So let's try to also utilize those tools. LX allows, maybe when you're working on such nini, not unless the rule changed, at least to your advantage. So that way itakuwa like it will help you. And then also, if there are any concerns that you have, you can bring them forth so that at least we try to see how to make life easy. Nowadays, you try to make your life easier by talking. So the more you talk, the better. Okay, that's what I have for this night.
Thank you so much, Mr. Waswa. Hii sijui ama tungetoboa zingine kama ungekuwa. But we really appreciate your mentorship, and that's more of the reason why guys should not quit. I've actually received some inboxes, guys already quitting because of the common challenges that we were talking about. But as you can see, as a team, we can do, I think I heard somebody say teamwork makes dream work. Basically, hata mimi I have learned so much today from everyone, and we'll try to convene 2 meetings every week, and I think that should be Friday, Saturday, because towards the end of the week makes it easier. Mtu at least akuwa ame go through the content such that when you are going through the walkthroughs, you are not so lost. At least cover a bit of the content. Then I also saw Craig. Craig was suggesting that we create 2 sessions on the weekends. Can we have a separate WhatsApp group or something? I don't know about the reasoning behind that. Craig, could you kindly expound on that? If you're on. Is Craig here? Yes, Craig is here. For easy communication. Okay, we'll look into that. We already have, currently we have, I know guys are mixed up. We have very many groups from PF and Nini, but we'll look into that definitely. Yeah, so is there any other issue before we close the meeting? So I want to say that I appreciate everybody. Manze, without you guys, I don't know. We cannot do this, and we need to keep this fire up. So thank you for all the contributions, and I will leave the floor open for anybody who has something to close up. All right. If there is anything, nothing else, you guys can leave at your own pleasure. Tupatane kesho, same time, same place, and be blessed. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you.